Donald Trump had a horrible debate performance, then got into a week-long Twitter war with a former Miss Universe contestant, showing that he, completely unfit and sort of unhinged so easily. And then now this revelation about taxes. So I actually think it's Pence who's going to be on defense. I think that what you're going to see from Senator Kaine is, again, the opportunity to talk about our vision for the country.
So that's Karen Finney, communications director for Hillary Clinton's team, and that team gearing up for the attack later tonight in the vice presidential debate. Mike Pence spending a lot of time prepping to face Tim Kaine one-on-one, and both men likely to turn their running mates' respective records against them. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, senior advisor for the Trump team, with me this hour after Karen Finney was here last hour. And Sarah, good day to you. He's been drilling against Scott Walker, right, the governor from Wisconsin. How's that gone?
I think it's gone really well. Look, Mike Pence is an extremely qualified, very successful executive, and I think he's been preparing for this his whole life, and I think he's ready to take the stage tonight.
If that's the case, what would you consider a success tonight after those 90 minutes are up, Sarah?
Look, I think any time that our campaign gets to talk about the economy, gets to talk about national security, gets to talk about real issues, we win. So I think if we get to have that moment of contrast with Mike Pence against Tim Kaine, I think that we'll come out a win tonight. And I think that we can expect to see some of that.
What about the servers? What about the FBI computer destruction, reportedly?
I hope we get to talk about some of those things as well, and that we get to talk about many of the issues that were frankly ignored in the last debate and not brought up, kind of some of the big negative attacks against Hillary Clinton.
They may not have been brought up by Lester Holt, although he did reference cybersecurity and out of Russia. But frankly, a lot of people felt that Donald Trump did not go there when he should have.
Well,
was that a missed opportunity that needs to be made up tonight?
Look, I think his goal was to try to stay focused again on those big issues. Frankly, most Americans are staying up late at night wondering about the economy, wondering about national security, and our goal was to try to focus on that. I think there's certainly room for us to talk about the credibility and, frankly, the disqualification of Hillary Clinton to be president, and those are some of the issues that highlight her failures, and I think we should certainly talk about those
Over the past several days, there's been a focus on a Miss Universe pageant that was conducted some 20 years ago. O'Reilly was talking about this last night. He talked about the whole gender issue, about men and women and what you can and should not do when he said this. Just watch.
American voters, especially women, do not like the personal stuff. They don't like it when Rudy Giuliani is attacked. They don't like it when presidential candidates descend into the mud. Yes, if Hillary Clinton attacks Donald Trump on the woman issue, he has a right to defend himself, but he should keep it pithy.
Look, I think that the real truth here is Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, neither one of them have said the most offensive things in this campaign about one another. But Hillary Clinton has said the most offensive thing in this campaign about the American people when she called millions of Trump supporters deplorable and irredeemable, and then only followed that up with to call Bernie Sanders supporters losers that live in their parents' basement. I think that shows the utter contempt that Hillary Clinton has for any American that doesn't support her, whether they're a man or a woman. And I think that's the most offensive thing that anyone has said in this race.
I think Pence and Kaine both have an opportunity here. They've got an opportunity to paint a picture of Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump as a person that, that middle 4 to 6% can believe in. How does Pence close that argument the most effective way tonight?
Look, I think he talks about one of the most important things in this race. 70% of Americans say they want change, and no one can argue that Donald Trump doesn't represent change more than any candidate we've ever seen in political history. And I think by drawing that out, talking about that contrast, look, if people like the way things are, then Hillary Clinton is their candidate. She represents the status quo, the Washington elites, the Washington to Wall Street axis of power. She embodies that. If they want somebody to come in, shake things up, and change Washington, Donald Trump embodies that. That's the biggest contrast in this race, and I think that's the one we'll see very clearly tonight.
Thank you for your time. What are you hearing from the Pence team? How is he feeling?
He feels
what's
great.
the level of anticipation?
He's excited. He's relaxed. I think it's going to be a great night tonight.
I think it's remarkable. These two guys have never met each other in person before. I think they've had one conversation in their lives. So we will see.
It should be interesting.
Thank you, Sarah.
Great to see you.
See you here.